I've literally just realised how awful my hair looks whilst turning this on. It's been a little bit of a stressful time, so I'm really sorry that this hasn't been posted sooner and it's taken me so long to edit, but this beast nearly died 3 days later, so I've been a little on the preoccupied side. But as you can see, he is alive and well, and I will fill everyone in another vlog on the story behind this. So, gutted to be fair, gutted to say that today was not our day. It is 9 AM and we are eventing today, but this is what my horse currently looks like. He's so clean. Luckily, we are not on till later, so Louis is going to have a bath in a minute. But he really did do a good job of covering himself. But luckily we don't need to leave the yard until 11ish, and then we're heading down to Wellington to do our first 105, which is exciting and nervous, but it'll be fun, I'm sure. And Tash has left a little good luck parcel, good luck package for us. Some strawberries, some mint humbugs. She knows how to get to my heart. And I've not used a cross-country watch before, so I'm going to give it a go today and see if that helps me chase the time a little bit more, which is what I'm hoping. And then learn to use one of these, because I feel like I should have been using one for years now. My times aren't till 3:10 I go dressage, and 6 is when I go cross country. So I'm having a nice leisurely morning, getting everything ready this morning, which is fabulous. But the state of Louis is disgusting. So he is about to have a really much needed bath, which he's not going to be impressed about. Well, I don't think I've seen a dirtier horse than that one, but he is now clean. 2 baths later. You disgusting. Time to plait. So now he's clean. Check. It is time to tame the mane. We are loaded and we are about to head off. Wellington, here we come. It's a bit of a quick turnaround because standard, I was running late, but we are off and packed and everything, so all is good. Boys are happy. Hopefully we've not forgotten anything. This is lovely, isn't it? Arrived at Wellington. We're just going to go and have a look around because we've got about an hour now, and then an hour and a half after our dressage before our show jumping, so we're going to go walk the course in that time, which means we've got a little bit of breathing time right now. So we're just going to get our bearings and see where the show jumping is. Dressage is opposite the lorry park anyway, so that's fine. Now we're just studding up and then we'll get ready for the dressage. The dressage is literally across the car park, so that's easy enough. That is not smart. And the show jumping is quite far away, but the cross country is literally next door, so that's, we're a bit warm. But we're alright, aren't we? Doing her numbers. Mum's doing my numbers. Boys are just a bit warm, to be fair. Oh, it's alright, Lou Bear. Don't worry. A bit warm. They've just drunk a whole bucket of water each. And we're going to tack up and get down to the dressage. Oh, we've got to try and get changed. That's the next challenge. Anyway. Now, when doing dressage, sometimes it feels awful and you get a great mark, or it feels fabulous and you get an awful mark. So I actually came out of this thinking it felt awesome, and especially this extension. I was so pleased with it. Medium. I was so pleased with it. It didn't break when he actually took me forward. But I came out of this and I was like, that felt amazing. I wonder what mark I'm going to get. And then it took them most of the day. I had show jumped and they still hadn't said my dressage mark. And I was like, oh my god, this is going to be absolutely awful, because there's, as you can see, leg yields that we'd not done before in any kind of test scenario. There was a walk to canter. There was the mediums in both trot and canter. But after watching this back and finally knowing my mark, I think they were a true reflection on themselves. This serpentine is supposed to be, the first 2 loops are supposed to be stretchy, which we could have definitely had more stretch. And I also really wish I had got my test sheet, but I never did, because I think that would have been a really great tool to use to improve our dressage. This is probably actually his best free walk on a long rein. He doesn't really stretch down, but he was actually moving forward, and he did stretch down a little bit. He also warmed up really, really well, so I think all of the stars aligned for this one, and it came together lovely. Here's our walk to canter. He stays soft, and then we were straight into a 15-metre circle, so he couldn't go out of the left shoulder. But I came out and I was like, I've never been so pleased, dressage. It was really good. Bit of extension. Could have definitely shown more or been a bit braver, but sometimes when I bring him back to shorten him up, he pops in a flying change, but that's mainly because I haven't got him around my leg enough. There he did a little break in the canter, got a little bit tense there, and probably have a little bit tense in a couple of these moves. Again, left hand rein. I was actually really pleased with the whole canter on the left rein, and I wonder whether extending down this side, again I could have been a bit braver because you can't really see it, but I wonder whether extending down this side actually helps us come round and across the diagonal, because he doesn't shorten and he doesn't change. I think every test this season I have had a canter across the diagonal, and every test this season he has changed. So I was so pleased. And he did 2 square halts as well, one at the beginning, one at the end, and you can see how pleased I am as soon as I stop. Good boy. We finished our dressage. We actually I'm really quite pleased with it. We got the leg yield, we got a really nice extension, didn't we, darling? So we shall see what it comes out as. Chrissy's test was really nice. There was a lot of nice bits, wasn't there, Chrissy? But there was a bit of a tense leg yield both ways, and he broke in the extension, which was a real shame actually, because the trot work and the canter work for Gito was super. So we're going to go walk the cross country course now because we've got an hour and a half or so to before we go show jumping. If you look at the far right, you can see Louis' head, because he would not go near jump number 1, and it was quite unexpected, and I definitely could have rode it better, because he does give me small signs before he is going to do something naughty, and I should have really listened to them and actually ridden him, because then he comes round and he actually jumps really, really good. He's spooking a bit into this one as well, but give him a small tap and off we go. And then he comes around the corner, he jumps these really well. He took a large one over this. I love this horse. And I was like, oh, corner, corner.
No problem, but take the flag with them, and they are judged to be within the flag. It's not the tightest of button thing over that direct route.
Comes down here, he jumps number 7 quite sizably, and then he jumps number 8 huge, and then I almost turn the corner again. I don't know what it is with down there. He comes over this double and jumps it nicely, but then it must have been something in this corner, and then he comes up to this one sideways almost, and that's why we have it down, because we went straight to it, so he wasn't balanced. The show jumping was... The trouble was we were waiting around for probably about 40 minutes. So he was getting all antsy anyway. He got his knickers in a twist on the lorry, I don't know why. So he's been a bit spooky and a bit antsy in the show jump warm up, but he was jumping well. And then I went in and stopped at the first fence, which was unexpected, to be totally honest. And then I had to really ride to get him round, and annoyingly he had the last one down, but he was jumping mega, so the last one was a little bit annoying to have down. And then we swapped everything over and went cross country. I had a lesson earlier in the week with Katie Williams because we wanted to work on skinnies and angles, because there are a few here that she knew about and that we'd been told about. So we went and did that, and my God, I'm glad I did that. But that didn't go particularly well, but I did learn a lot from that. So I learnt a lot from that and put that into practice today.
Go on, let him go, let him go, let him go. Show him 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. That's it. Good. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Yeah, I feel like That's right. Quiet hands. Stay out. 1, 2, 1, 2, leg. Okay, that's it's over. Go on, go on, go on, go on, go on. Okay, now give him a smack, because that's naughty. Yeah, proper one. Good. 1, 2, 1, 2. Good, that's it. Look at the next one now. Show him. Both legs, both legs, both legs, both legs. Good, that's it. Quiet, hands, quiet, quiet. Oh no, that was so my fault. Yeah, that's all right. That's fine. So, I think you want your neck strap, don't you? Okay. I've got my feet as well. Yeah. So just everything to keep those hands quiet. Okay? That's fine. So you just got busy with your hands, and so you were kind of saying woe to him, and so he did. Ignore this one. Go on, look into the second one. Go on, go on, go on. And ride. 1, 2, 3, 4. There you go. Brilliant. Super, no rhythm. Okay. The leg. Good, that's it.
The first jump 1, amazing. Jump 2, amazing. Jump 3, amazing. Jump 4 was a bit of an uphill to like slightly skinnier flower box, and I kept the power, I kept the canter, which is what we've been working on, and keeping my hands quiet, and jumped that amazingly. Came round, log, and then a 90-degree left hand bend to a skinny shoulder brush. Again on the uphill, so kept the power to that. Came to just a bog standard roll top, and he put on the brakes, and this horse never stops cross country. Yes, okay, we have sticky jumps, but he's never really stopped. Come on, we gotta go join Geeky. So this is the only cross country footage we've got. Chrissy was already out on course, and we only had Mum to help us, so she obviously couldn't move around the course too much. So this is the only footage I've got, which is the first 2 jumps, which at least I got over them. Yes, so it wasn't our day. Don't even know where I got to a minute ago. Gutted. I feel like I could have ridden better. But yeah, he was mega over the first few, and then the stupid roll top decided to throw in the towel, and I could have done more, to be fair. I could have done more, which that's really frustrating me. And then the next one, there was another roll top, which was again a bit sticky, but he listened to me, so we got the power up and everything like that. And then, what are you looking at? And then there was a rail ditch, right-handed corner to a very skinny, and he jumped the rail really nicely, came down to the ditch and did a dirty stop. Louis not a stopper, he isn't. He's very honest, and if you tell him to go, he usually does. So I stood there probably for about 10 seconds just contemplating what to do, and actually I wish that I jumped the ditch and then retired, but I retired. Felt defeated, I think was the word, but it's tough when, this sounds really negative, but it's tough when I know that he's not going to get round, and I think that in the mood that he was in today, and I wasn't riding him sharp enough, then there was no point in carrying on, really. I don't think we would have got over the skinny, because we've had a little bit of problems with skinnies recently, and I just don't really know what to say. It was a frustrating day. Back to the drawing board. We were going to try a novice at Monmouth, but now we're going to stay at the 100 to fix all the problems that we had today, aren't we? Fix all the problems that we had today and come back out stronger. One of the most annoying things was he chippered back like an absolute dream. He felt like he could go up the bloody gallops twice. He was just having a lovely time. But then he's not long gone and done a wee, so we wonder whether he needed a wee all day, and that's why he's being a douchebag. So it is 10 o'clock. Can't even see me. It is 10 o'clock and we have just got back. Just turned him out. You're literally not going to be able to see me in a minute. Oh God. Just turned him out, just got back. Chrissy's now just dropped us off. So as you can tell, it is, as you can tell because you can see me, it is now the next morning. We're going out for a little hack with Tash and Nikki just to see how Louis is, and reanalysing everything that kind of went wrong, or not wrong, but just not ideally yesterday. So having had time to reflect on yesterday, I feel that there's possibly a number of factors in play. I don't know whether the ground was a little bit hard and he was feeling it because he was ballooning over some of the jumps. He doesn't particularly like the hard ground. He does have pads and packing in his feet to help cope with all of that as well. I think the show jumping was unfortunate because we were waiting around 40 minutes before we even warmed up. Even though we went over at our time, they were running a little bit behind. And the cross country was a bit of, it was better to retire than to lose confidence, I think was my aim for that one. So as gutting as it was, and I kind of felt a bit like a failure because I felt like I'd given up, I think in hindsight it was probably the best thing I could have done to keep both of our confidences, and we'll go back cross country schooling and get over the demons, and then you are disgusting, get over the demons and then come back out for Monmouth, hopefully, if it runs. Everyone needs to get entries in, and do a really good 100 and just have a nice time. But I was really pleased with the dressage, and the good bits were great and the bad bits were really awful. But this is horses, and it was one of those days, unfortunately. So yeah, back to the drawing board, and we're home safe at least. Then we're going to come out stronger next time, but just not our day. And that is the first time on Louis' record we have a big fat R, but at least it wasn't a big fat E, so swings and roundabouts. But thank you all for watching, if you made it this far. And Louis is currently clearing his food off the floor because he's a mess. Aren't you? You are. You're a good boy, aren't you? But he was he was very happy today. We just went out for a hack, and he felt very well. He's got no swelling on his legs. I mean, he came back from the cross country yesterday like he could go up the gallops twice. So that's also a plus. At least he feels fit and well.